Hey guys, I'm Haya. Uh, I've spoken with a few of you directly, and a lot of people have been asking questions about the immunization stuff. I get it's a little confusing, so I just figured there's a lot of people with a lot of different information about it. Some of it's confusing, some of it's false, some of it's misleading, some of it's true, and there's a lot of confusion there. So I just figured I'd make a small video, tell you guys how exactly to do everything. So basically, when you get to the health.columbia.edu page, you'll see the patient portal on the top right. You click on that, it'll take you through the the usual duo two-factor login and allows you for your date of birth to confirm. And once you're there, it'll take you to the Columbia Health Morningside page, where on the left you'll see medical clearances. And if you go in there, you'll get to this page where it'll show medical clearances for your name, and it will have a bunch of different statuses depending on what you finish and what you're not. So the three main things that you need to do is the COVID vaccine, the MMR vaccination, and the meningitis stuff. So these are the three main things that you need to be compliant, apart from having to fill in your health history. So as you can see, my COVID vaccination is compliant, my measles is compliant, my meningitis is compliant, and my mumps and rubella are not. I'll explain what that is in a minute. So first of all, COVID vaccination is straightforward. You have, I think most of you would have had your vaccination in India, so you have your COVID portal, printout or whatever, the or screenshot or PDF or anything, or you have a vaccination card that was stamped by a local, clinic or hospital or anything. You just scan that or get the PDF. You can go to update and upload a copy. I've uploaded my vaccination card. Give the 2 doses. If you're doing a booster dose, you can do a third one, and you select Covishield and Covaxin are both here, so you can select those. If you had another one, you can select that, and you just do it, and you can upload a proof, for each of those doses. Yeah, you can upload any number of documents, by the way. So there's that, and as you can see, the status didn't change for me because I didn't change anything. Obviously, if you added a dose, it may have to wait for approval depending on whether or not it's already compliant. And then for the meningitis decision form, it's fairly straightforward. You click on the form, there would be a green button here because I've already done it. It's not there. You just click on that. There'll be a form asking, it'll explain what the vaccine is to you, why you should take it, and at the end it'll tell you there'll be three options. Yes, I've already taken it. Yes, I intend to take it at the right time. No, I do not wish to take it. You can select any of these three options and you will be compliant. If you say no, you are allowed to say no. You will still be compliant. You can say yes, I will take it later, and you can go to the US and get it. And more importantly, even if you say no, you are allowed to change your mind later. So if you say no now, you can say yes later. Suppose you change your mind. And as for if you say yes, I've already taken it, then obviously, just like you did for the COVID one, you'd have to give a date and then the proof of vaccination, or alternatively, you'd have to give a titer test or a blood test, a serology test. I'll get to the tests in a bit, but you'd have to give some proof of immunity for the meningitis bacteria. So anyway, coming back to the MMR thing, there's a lot of confusion here. So I'll just be very clear. New York state law is what we have to follow here. And New York state law says that everyone has to have had 2 doses of the measles vaccine and 1 dose each of the mumps and rubella vaccine. And this can also be in the form of 2 doses of the MMR vaccine, the the combination vaccine, where you end up having 2 doses of mumps and rubella, which is fine. So if you've ever had 2 doses of MMR vaccine, or maybe just 1 dose or whatever, you can just go in to update. You select your date for date 1, date 2, and yeah, and you can do so. You'd have to provide proof of this vaccination. If you just have 2 MMR doses in one card or something like that, it's fine. You can update the same PDF or image or whatever for all three of these MMR. So measles, mumps, and rubella can be the same document. Just make sure you get the dates right. Suppose you don't have the card, or you don't know if you've had it done, then it's very straightforward. Just go to the nearest blood test lab and ask them for a, I will type this out for you guys. It is a MMR, sorry, that's not, it's an IgG antibody. Ask for this. So you want this done for, you want this done 3 times. It's 3 separate tests. So it's just write this down. Yeah, so if you write this down on a piece of paper, go to the nearest lab, tell them it's self-referred. They may ask you for a doctor's note. Most labs allow you to take tests like these without any reference because it's harmless test. The result is a positive or negative. You're not going to get any insight into your medical condition. So you can ask for these 3 tests. It may be titled a little different, but the word that's important is the IgG, because that's the long-term antibody. That's what you need. And once you get these 3 tests, get the report, you can do that as well. So you can go to update. Instead of filling this section, you can go here and you can give your result, which ideally would be positive, and give the date of the test and stuff. Or if you have any record of a previous infection, then you can give that as well. The reason my measles is compliant but mumps and rubella are not is because I had a titer test done from measles and it was positive, but my rubella vaccination wore off. So I'm going to get another MMR dose sometime soon, and once I'm done with that, I'll update I'll update these two, and I'll be compliant with this as well. And typically it takes about a couple of weeks for them to check and make sure you're fully compliant. So there's no formal deadline for this, but the requirement is that you have to have completed this in order to be able to register for classes and enroll at the university. You're currently admitted but you're not enrolled, so in order to enroll you would have to be fully medically compliant. And I've also have had so you can use this, by the way, you can use this upload immunization file to give your vaccination department, so for vaccination documents and stuff. So if you have all of these vaccination cards and stuff, you can use that way. And for those who know for sure that they've had the vaccine, probably even know when they've had it. By vaccine I do mean the MMR one. And if you don't know, you don't have a card or record, you could go to your physician, your GP, your family doctor, your pediatrician, anyone, and get them to fill out this form right here on the health.columbia.edu/content/measles, mumps and rubella form page. If you go scroll down to the, by the way, on this page it explains very clearly what to do. If you go at the bottom, there's this form, which is this, and you just fill this out, give the date of when the vaccine was given. So if you've had 2 MMR, you just fill out this section. If you've had all 3 vaccines separately, then you'd fill out this. Say you don't have any of that, you could just see this says immunity proved by serologic testing, must submit copy of lab report. You can fill out this form. So say you're doing your vaccination, so you're doing your immunity proof by test report, then just download this form, tick here, give the date, or if you're giving the vaccination proof, then you can tick here, give the date, either way. And then you can get your doctor's name, rubber seal. By the way, fill this out, print it, get them to write their name, rubber seal, signature, and anything. So I guess that's about it. So if you guys have any other question, feel free to hit me up, but I think this is pretty comprehensive, and you guys don't worry too much about it. This is all the information you need to know. But I would say if you go to this page, which is health.columbia.edu/content/immunization requirements, it gives you the 3 requirements that you need. It explains pretty well in these paragraphs how you need to have done it, and you can always go to this page in order to find out how you need to give your MMR vaccination. And that's about it.